Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to HotelTime Academy. Today we will introduce HotelTime on beginner level. We want to welcome other users that are joining to refresh their HotelTime knowledge. I'm Martina, and together with me is here my colleague Alish. Hi Alish, how are you?
I am pretty fine, thank you, Martina. Hello, everybody. You can listen to us and watch the shared screen. If you will have any questions, just put them into the chat and we'll answer them at the end.
Sure, if there will be enough time, because I guess we will be very busy today. But never mind, you can always visit our customer support zone. It's full of information and videos. You can follow important updates, join the discussions, or vote for planned features. Okay, so let's have a look on today's content. Today, we will not go so far in the system, but we will talk about the access management, basic operations with reservation. We will explain how to insert deposits, take a payment, or how to settle the reservation. It's also very important to know how to fix potential errors and mistakes. And we cannot forget on customer support department. Okay, let's start. Alish, can you start with access management and user customization?
Sure. We can see a login page now. Your login credentials are created by your access manager. It is someone from the hotel who is managing users and user rights. Each user has its own history of operations, for example, in the reservation history. So it is very important to use your own access, your own user, and password that nobody knows. Do not use the general access such as reception or hotel that is shared with other users. If your manager will need to check your work, it is very important to know the concrete user. Let's have a look into the main menu, Settings, Current User. Each user can choose its own avatar at the right side menu. If you are using our other products such as Vento or Libero system, you can use your account to access them from the top left cross-login menu. Customer support will assist you with the activation of this feature. Now we will have a look at the user editation. Here is your user group. User group contains a pack of user rights which can be modified by your access manager. So if you will miss any, you will end up on the page that says you're not authorized to open this page, ask your access manager to check it. Let's customize the My Menu size now. You can use either reduced size or normal size. Custom buttons are perfect. You can choose them and they will appear immediately in the main menu. We can also change the default page. The default page will appear immediately after logging into the system. Martina, can you show us all the changes that we have applied? Can you please log out and log in again?
Sure, give me a second. Oh, great. For some changes, it's necessary to log out and in again, the same way as we did here. Save your password and username on Safety Place. There are many applications to keep your password safety. Don't forget to follow your security policy because you are working with the personal data and reportings. On the top bar, you can find icon for chat with customer support department and to get on customer support zone. And now let's create reservation. For that purpose, you can use your favorite tab or just click on empty field in room plan. And the first tab, choose arrival date and departure date. Do you want to create a group reservation? Okay, here we go. Fill in the number of the rooms. Then choose meal plan and currency. As you can see, it's filtering rates at the bottom. If we are talking about rates, we call it rate codes. Rate code is a whole package of the accommodation price, boarding, fees, and additional services. Your reservation department manages rate codes and their settings. Do you see the lock icon in a row? That means this rate code is locked to concrete partner. Locked rates means there is special contract or agreement between hotel and customer for special prices. We will create reservation by clicking on available rate code. Here is the second step. We choose partner. It can be individual or company profile. At first, search for profile by clicking on magnifying glass icon. So this will keep your directory clean without any duplicates. Aleš, do you have any recommendation how to search in profiles?
Yes, I do. Try to search by email address. The names can change sometimes, so it is better to search by email. However, if you cannot find the right profile, just fill in the new one as the reservation owner. That profile will be automatically created together with the reservation. Some default parameters are pre-filled from the rate code setting. Add or change any if you need to. This will help your revenue department to identify the source of the revenue. The last thing we need to do is to check the room list and fill in the number of the guests. Great. Now click on the Create Reservation button. And it's done. From now on, the reservation exists in the records. So even if you will cancel it later, you can still find it in the list of the canceled reservations. So let's have a look where we can find the reservation. Move on to the main menu button, Reservations, Reservation Search By, and as you can see, there are plenty of search conditions. We can also have a look into the room plan or into the detailed availability. The highlighted reservations aren't assigned to a room, so before the arrival date, you should assign them to a concrete room number. Back to reservation. Now it's time to show you all steps from the arrival to the departure.
I have something important to say. Remember, external reservation that came from channel manager system as DH, SiteMinder, Profit Room, Bookaloo, and so on, is receiving updates from channel manager system automatically. That means you should not edit reservation before arrival date. I mean, do not edit dates or prices. This could lead to disconnection from further updates.
Indeed. Now what about the deposit payment? First things first, you can create a pro forma invoice. This type of document says how to pay the deposit payment. It is important to say that every region has a different accounting rules, so it's better to ask your manager if the pro forma works fine. Let's create one. The most of the details are pre-filled. You can change them if you need to, and then click on the Save button. You can also send this invoice to the customer easily. In case you have an e-concierge module, you can send the invoice directly from the invoice detail. Anyway, to confirm the reservation, you can use a confirmation letter. Click on the reservation detail, menu, confirmation letter, and download it to your local PC. Both documents are pretty enough to confirm the reservation and ask for the payment. When the payment is received, create the deposit invoice directly from the Proforma invoice. Open the Proforma invoice detail, and on the right side menu, select Quick Advance. If the payment is exactly the same as the Proforma invoice says, then you don't need to change anything. Just save it. Great. Now we will go back to the reservation to see the deposit attached to the reservation account. In the reservation header, it is recommended to fill in as much details as we know. There are several types of notes. We will start in the room detail with the note for housekeeping. Here you can add notes regarding the bedclothes, cleaning, or preferred perfume, for example. Now let's continue to the reservation detail. Click on Display Reservation Detail. And in the reservation header, there is a place for your internal notes, such as the payment method and other details and information that are special to this reservation. One of the most favorite notes is the pop-up note. This kind of note appears always when the room detail or reservation detail is opened. It is good for the most important instructions, which should not be overlooked. We recommend you to use as short notes as possible and to add the most frequently recurring information as a reservation or room requests. Maybe you have noticed a different color of the tabs. Here in the reservation detail, the tabs are brown, and in the room detail, the tabs are blue. To add a reservation request, continue to the menu, Reservation Request, mine your experiences and add the most frequent details as a request instead of putting them into a note. Add a room request here via this icon. It will appear in the room detail and will be reflected in the housekeeping report immediately. The next step is how to edit the reservation price. Click on the Menu tab. There are two options. You can either edit the reservation without the price change or with the price change. The first option, edit the price and period without a price change, is mostly used in those cases when you have already agreed on the final price with the guest, but there are some small changes to be done and you don't want them to affect the final reservation price. The second option, edit the rate and period, is affecting the reservation account at the final price. You can change the arrival and departure dates of the whole reservation or just for a single room. Change the meal plan, the number of the guests, and the price, of course. In this window, it is possible to adjust the whole price or just change it for the selected date and room type. Now let's go back to the reservation detail and I'll show you how to edit the split of the item. Look for the accommodation item and just click here on the folder icon to see the items splitting. Here we go. So the accommodation might be divided between the netto accommodation price, the meal plan, city tax, and a package. We can edit the splitting and change the final price too. The next step will be how to add rooms or delete rooms from the reservation. Martina, do you have any idea?
Yes, I do. Okay, so click on menu and select Edit Rooms. Here is the place you can add rooms or delete rooms as you wish to. It's important to say that you may have to check the reservation account and the prices, especially in the case you have done changes from the previous step. Okay, and now, how move the room? There are many ways how to do that. Today, we will show you how to move the room by drag and drop feature in the room plan. You can move the reservation by your mouse. You can extend or cut the stay. It is very easy, but remember there can be restrictions coming from the rate code settings. Rate code says how the reservation can be created, in which time period and for what price. Right-clicking on your mouse will open Quick Menu.
Okay, but what to do when the hotel is full? Then we'll need a different solution. There is actually one more cool feature to move the room. So click on the room detail, then menu, and select the room to exchange. Cool, we can switch two reservations with just one click. And what about the meal plans? In the reservation detail, look for the meal plan tab. Of course, we can change the meal plan by editing the reservation, but I want to show you this great feature that allows you to set a different meal plan for every single day. Click on the menu and you are able to see two options: edit the meal plan and change the meal plan. Change the meal plan means that the changes will not affect the reservation price. So you just change the meal plan and the price will be the same. Edit meal plan will change the price according to the meal plan settings of the rate code. So the reservation price will be changed. You can choose a different meal plan for every single day. The last thing we want to show you is the partner change. The partner is that person or company who made the reservation and to whom the invoice will be addressed. It can be a different person than the guest who has arrived to the hotel. If we want to add any information to the profile, then select the Edit Profile option. If we want to change the partner and choose a different profile from the address book, then select the Partner Change option. Martina, do you have any recommendation regarding the room check-in?
Oh yes, I do. A part of key e-concierge module is online check-in form. You can speed up check-in at the front desk. Guests will fill in all the information before arrival. Let's have a look on check-in form. You can customize pictures on background, hotel pictures and logo. Guests can add all the details before arrival, and after submitting the form, all the details will be immediately reflected to reservation. In the case you don't use online check-in form, prepare all documents needed to guest arrival. Click on Front Desk, Arrivals. On the right side menu is possible to bulk print the registration card. And on top of it, you can customize Arrival Report. Click on Report Settings. Oh yeah, choose only the information that are important to you. It will help you to have clean, simple arrival overview. Here we go. Anyway, what is the e-concierge module? This kind of module helps you to communicate with the guest before arrival, during and after the stay. This feature package offers great tools to sending emails and all the information needed as payment instructions, Wi-Fi password, information about breakfast or dinner, and so on. Anyway, after the stay, you can ask guest for review or send him invoice by email. Do you know birthday overview? Click on main menu, concierge birthday. This report is a fixed part of your hotel time, even you don't use the full version of eConcierge. Here is the place you can filter guest birthday and filter only in-house guests. It is great to wish happy birthday personally, isn't it? Work more on guest experiences. It became the most important value, and it will return to you as high-rated review. Back to check-in. Click on the room detail and check-in button. Awesome. So, guest is leaving to his room, relaxing, and we have now time to continue. Alish, what is the next step?
Now we have time to add some guest details. Click on the guest name. Here is the guest profile. So let's check all the information and fill in the missing ones. Again, it is important to keep your address book in a good condition without duplicates and typo errors. There is also a place to keep the vaccine certificates as a travel document. Check for your local government guidelines regarding the COVID-19 to keep all your guests safe. Follow all the instructions to eliminate hazards and potential risks.
Oh yeah, thank you, Alish. This was very important. Now, let's discover guest consumption during the stay. Okay, move on reservation. Is this group reservation? If yes, keep all the individual consumption at guest account in the room. On single reservation, it's possible to keep all the consumption together with accommodation price on main reservation account. Exactly. Let's jump in the reservation account menu and post item. There are listed only hotel services from settings. In the case you are missing any, ask your manager. It's very easy to add a new service. Write a note or change the price, but be careful with changing VAT rate. Click on Save Items button. Great. To edit posted item, click on its price. Great. We can edit it. To cancel item is possible by clicking on red cross in a row. Awesome. And now I will briefly explain you the night audit. Every day is running night audit automatically on the system background. So you don't need to click anywhere to start night audit. It's important to check all the arrivals. Delete all the bookings that didn't arrive. Check with your manager when does your night audit take place. Night audit close the past. That means all the bookings in the past and items in the past are locked. In the system, you need to change something. If you need to change something in the past, you have to go post negative item or apply a discount. Editation of yesterday's items isn't available. The past is closed because of management reports that keeps revenue and occupancy. So in the case you made mistakes or errors, fix it immediately when it happens. I want to show you how to apply a discount. Click on Menu, Apply Discount. For example, to cancel item, we will apply 100% discount. It's recommended to add note with the cancellation reason. Let's move to settlement. So the guest is leaving. What to do now? Basically, it's very important to agree on a final price with the guest. Print out the bill preview to do final check with him. In the case guest is complaining or there are items posted in error, fix items on or final price on reservation directly as we have mentioned in the previous step. Afterwards, you can continue to settle the reservation. Oh yeah, you got it right. You can choose items to be issued. That allows you to create more documents or just skip the cancelled items. Cancelled items can remain on a reservation account because their sum equals 0. On the bottom, choose payment method and currency, exactly as the guest wished to pay. Okay, finish by clicking on Settle and Back. Awesome. The text document is created and attached to reservation. Let's have a look. What do we have on invoice detail?
So it's a reservation header, payments, items, and the right side toolbar. It is important to know that there can be some restrictions coming up from your user rights or if another document is linked. In all cases, if there is something wrong with the invoice, discuss it with your manager to eliminate possible further mistakes. Receptionists can edit the customer and merge the grouped items. Untick the display guests option and the guests' names will be hidden on the print version. You can also select the language of the print version. Martina, tell us about your experiences with fixing errors and mistakes, please.
This is the most frequently asked topic. Mistakes and user errors are a native part of your work, but focus to reduce them and use the right procedure to fix them.
Let's have a look at the most frequent ones. It is highly recommended to use a bill preview in all cases. The bill preview will help you to eliminate any mistakes on the reservation account before issuing the invoice. There are plenty of operations that will help you to fix the document. You can cancel the document or cancel the payment. Let's start with canceling the document. If there is a deposit linked to the final invoice, you must first detach the deposit in order to cancel the invoice. Click on the deposit invoice number and then on the red cross in the attached section. Great. Now go back to the reservation and to the invoice detail. Now we can cancel the document. All the items will return to the reservation account again, where you can fix them. And then you can settle the reservation again.
Great. And what about the correction of the invoice? Sounds very similar. Correction of the invoice is different feature and I recommend this feature only to advanced users to partial refunds. So now let's have a look on payments cancellation. When you cancel payment, it reflects in your cash journal or list of the payments. So if the payment is wrong, you don't need to cancel the whole invoice. After the cancellation, you can make a payment again. Okay. And let me tell you something. We all know the reception is sometimes under the big pressure and sometimes it's very stressful. In that situation, keep calm, agree with guest on next steps. For example, send him the invoice by email later. It's better to discuss mistakes and errors with your manager to reduce other problems. Audit Trail in HotelTime records all the operations in the document history and also in the reservation history. Alish, tell us something about Accounting tab.
Sure. All of these documents can be found in the Accounting tab, sorted by its type. Your cash journal can be found in the Sales Cash Journal tab. Each currency has its own cash journal, and an actual cashier balance can be found here too.
Great. Now we check out the room, the last step. Click on the room detail and on checkout button. Okay, we are done. I have a few words at the end. Customer support department is here to assist you. We are now working on English video tutorials directly in the system. So very soon you will find a question mark icon on the top bar. Check for important updates and tips and tricks on Customer Support Zone support.hoteltime.com. There are a lot of information and procedures. Anyway, you can vote for new features or follow important updates. We publish release notes, information about system outage, and planned maintenance. Thank you so much for joining us today. Alice, do we have any question in the chat?
No, there aren't any. So in that case, thank you so much, and we will wish you a great day.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.